So now Allen and the Bills going to stay out and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about the 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They've kept him in check until that run. That's the first time he's really gotten loose in this game.
And they have to keep that in mind. Don't dwell on the fact that he finally had a big run. You kind of are counting on that as the game went on. Get back to what you were doing before. Start limiting him again.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
We're in the third quarter in upstate New York with a 2nd and 10. On second down, a run with Hall. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And it's knocked away and incomplete. But the passing windows are just... another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bills to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Allen going to fire quickly and get it to Diggs out wide. But he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fast.
Stuffed on Diggs. Still going. And finally down at the 36-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 42 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And the ball on the 30. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Cook. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Here's 3rd and 3. Allen. He's got his target. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Jets' 10-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has. Back now in Buffalo. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. They try again with Cook, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. He'll give it to Hall to start the drive. Terrell Bernard is in on the tackle.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
From the 23, here's 2nd down and 5. Rodgers now to throw. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
Get 300! Get 300! Jumbo!
Rodgers now on 1st down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
So after the INT, it's Allen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Here's Allen to throw it. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Quinnen Williams make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their playbook no matter who's on the field.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there, that defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Time for another drive here for this Jets offense. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Ruckert. So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And now a hook up downfield on 2nd down. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 49 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. And again, it's Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. That's complete right side to Lazard. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. His 9th score on the ground this year and 13th overall. And the Jets are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and the lead now down to 20. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field as they try to finish things off in this 4th quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Allen now on the option right, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as he'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And not too much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the Jets will take over. Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the fourth quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
This is 2nd and 8. To throw, it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your...
Then and then. Flip it, get it. Then and then. Green edge it up. Then and then. Then and then. Then and then. Green edge it up. Then and then. Green edge it up. Green edge it up. Then and then. Green edge it up. Then and then. Green edge it up. Then and then. Flip it, get it. Then and then. Green edge it up. Then and then. Green edge it up. Then and then. Green edge it up. Flip it, get it. Then and then. Green edge it up.
It's Week 12 of the National Football League. And we've got the Dolphins' speedy running back. He had a nice effort a week ago with a pair of touchdowns. It's the Dolphins and the Jets, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 24.
With the skyline of Manhattan as our backdrop, we are across the East River in the fabled borough of Brooklyn, New York. Today, a fun matchup in the AFC East, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Jets of Brooklyn. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins, they've been in a great group. Winners of 7 of their last 10 on the year.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So the new-look Jets ready to go on offense, and it is the veteran Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Looking middle, and that's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. The Jets at 6-4 now on the year. And they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league, without a victory, it gets tough to come to work every day. And in addition, you start to wonder about your job security as well.
A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. This defense for the Dolphins, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
Yeah, they held them completely out of the end zone, just held them to a field goal. So they're not just hoping for a repeat here. They're hoping to do it even better. A shutout is their goal.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Flush to his right. Oh, what was he thinking there? It's easily intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. We take a look at his numbers on the ground last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Will McDonald gets in there to take him down. A few issues here on the offensive line, apparently. He got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got some turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop. Here's 2nd and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. When you talk about this Jets defense, it's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
This is such a good unit of covering passes downfield. I think that... A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. That is caught, and he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Achane. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. Well, he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And able to get this out to the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game. 13 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense because, you know, those big guys up front.
Second quarter now, it's Brooklyn in possession as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Here's Hall again. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
3rd down at 6. Now Rodgers. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and it'll be Dolphin football. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They were winners last week, defeating the Raiders, and right now they're in the driver's seat here as they start off 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 35, here's 2nd down and 8.
21G.
Tua going to throw. A short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
But the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Quinnen Williams in there to get him, and on the season now that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, Barbara guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme. Get a little bit more.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 75. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Here's the Jet offense now. They head out to take over. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. Throwing is Rodgers. He'll get this to Lazard. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Straight ahead is Hall. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. To throw is Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. He's into space past the 25. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. He will push his way down to about the 14. Andrew Van Ginkel there on the stop. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. The short throw there, that's to Smythe, the tight end. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. Open net is Waddle complete. And Waddle going to have a Dolphins first down as the tackle made up near the 35. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Another catch there for Waddle. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
To Jalen Waddle. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
So halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
The third quarter begins with a run by Achane. Now he's loose at the 40, inside the 20.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Devon Achane.
His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game.
And the Dolphins come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 18 now.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10
at their own 21.
Now Hall to start the drive.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
60 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson.
From the gun, it's Rodgers.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing now is Rodgers. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the first down.
Hall ought to give up the middle. to about the 35, second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2nd and 7.
Rodgers going to throw.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots.
Ball has it knocked loose,
and he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
They'll run with Hall.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
One more time with Hall.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
With his 10th rushing touchdown on the year, his 14th overall. And the Jets are able to cut into that deficit.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. And it makes the score 21-10. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Up the middle, Achane.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. From midfield, here's Tua. That's going to be caught by Waddle. Oh, some strong running. Still on his feet. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. There's a short one caught by Uzomah. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A first catch there for Wilson and a 1st down. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice 1st down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going.
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done and getting the heck out of here.
And by the way, semantics here, but before the grammar police come after me, I think it's exclamation point, not mark, right?
You're asking me? Seriously?
Yeah, you're smarter than me. Everybody knows that.
Listen, I go with what you say, my man.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. And meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Rodgers. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
From midfield, here's Rodgers. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach.